unaffordability is at a high. So we have a lot of hopeless people out there with the real estate market. Phoenix is just one city in the greater Phoenix area, and that's the problem we all face. Now, Phoenix is more expensive than most of the suburbs. Hi, it's Mike. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to tell you why you should not buy a home in Phoenix. A lot of people are going to be in shock when I say this, but here's the thing. Phoenix is just one city amongst many cities in the Phoenix area. Just like Chicago, I grew up in the suburbs of Chicago. I didn't live in Chicago, so I didn't look at Chicago prices when I'm looking to buy a home. And the thing is, when people are coming from out of state, they don't know where they want to live. I have clients all the time. They come in and we're going north, south, east, west. We're looking all over the valley to see what they like. The bottom line is, stop buying a home in Phoenix or stop looking at Phoenix prices and narrow in on a suburb that may fit your needs better. So stick around to the end of the video today and we're going to go over the average list price per square foot in a couple popular suburbs. Let's get into it. And we added chapters to this video so you could skip around if you want. Later in the video we have a couple comparisons of homes in the $300,000 range in Phoenix and some of the popular suburbs. So when you look at the map here, you're going to see this is Phoenix down here. And then if I pick properties that are located in Phoenix, it pretty much incorporates this area right in here. So we have all these other suburbs, right? Now, Phoenix is one of the largest cities in the United States. I think it's the fifth now. But what they don't talk about is the specifics of the area. So in today's video, we're going to discuss a couple suburbs. Right here, you have Phoenix. We'll take a look at Phoenix, but we're going to start out with Surprise, which is right over here. We're going to go down to one of our most popular communities, Queen Creek, right down here. We're going to give you one of the most growing and upcoming areas of the Phoenix market, which is right in here, and you don't even see it on the map. It's called Laveen. And then at the end of the video, we're just going to compare that to the Phoenix market. So what makes areas like Surprise out here grow? It used to be that if you wanted to get out to the west side of the valley to Sun City, which is right in here, that was the original, you had to take this 4-lane highway out here, and it would take you a long time from downtown Phoenix. But now we have all these freeways around the area, and it's a lot easier to get around. Now, a lot of our traffic is going to come in on the 10 because California is over here, right? It's going to come through Phoenix, and then the 10 goes south here toward Tucson. Now, Surprise is interesting because it's somewhat far out from downtown Phoenix. Actually, it's only probably about 36 miles or so, but Surprise is really starting to grow and take off. And can anybody figure out why this is happening? It's all about the roadways. So right here, they built this new 303, which basically goes out further than the 101. So the closer you are into Phoenix, normally the more expensive it is. But they're building and expanding, and everything west of Phoenix, meaning we call it the west side, I call it west of I-17, all this area out here is just a bunch of farmland further out. So they can grow all the way over to California over here. But anytime you're in the inner city limits, most of this land inside the 101, it's already built out. So you have to go further out to get new construction. So the homes in here, the only way you're going to find new homes normally is when they go and tear down a bunch of old homes and build some new homes. And that costs a lot more money than vacant land. But Surprise out here is really growing because of the 303 freeway. So people have access off a major freeway, the I-10, to the 303 to get out here. Now, where you live all depends on your lifestyle, where you work. There's a lot of things that come into it. So you have to pick your battles. But just looking at this map, I want to show you the opposite down here with Queen Creek. Queen Creek was just going crazy in our market. So here's Queen Creek down here. Now, they built this 202 loop south right here, maybe 10 or 15 years ago. But here's the thing. The reason I don't like Queen Creek, you're trapped down here. And they are building a ton of new homes down here because going this way, there's a lot of land down here. The problem with Queen Creek is it was so popular and growing after the pandemic that people flocked here in droves. The problem is to get to work, if you have to get on one of these local roads to get to work, you're just hitting tons of traffic up until you can get to the 202 here. Now you're going to have traffic going this way, traffic going this way, but if you look over here, you have no good access to the I-10 freeway. You're kind of trapped down in this corridor here. Now, one of our most popular suburbs besides Scottsdale, Phoenix, and names people know, but one of the most popular areas in Arizona, and they've won many awards, is Gilbert. And then you have Chandler right here. Now, why are these places popular? Well, Chandler has Intel. Chandler has jobs. Gilbert is really close to Chandler, and Gilbert is a newer area. So Phoenix, built in the 50s, down in Gilbert and Chandler, you're going to get homes that are much newer. Now, they're not 2024, but they are building some new homes in South Chandler, down in this area. But the roadways make a huge difference. So right now, let's go in and see what you get in a house here in Surprise. You can see right now in the market what we have on the market right now. I'm looking for single family homes, minimum square footage of 1,500, 3-bed, 2-bath. Now you're going to see in these homes, you're going to see a lot more homes in the $300,000 range to start out with. Matter of fact, right now on the market, in the $300,000 range, you have 71 homes to choose from. So let's just pick one of these homes. This one happens to be, let's pick this one. It's a 3-bed, 2-bath home, 1,605 square feet. It's on a little over a 6,000 square foot lot, built in 2000. And for Arizona standards, Phoenix was started in the 50s, most of the homes, and you're going to get a lot newer home out in these suburbs for sure. So this one is priced at $227 a square foot, stucco construction. We have gravel in our yards, and that's something that saves water, desert plants, 2-car garage. This one has a tile roof, which a tile roof is normally a premium roof. Now, this particular living room you're going to find in these newer homes, and again, from the 2000s on up, you're going to see more open floor plans, open kitchens. This one, the flooring's probably been changed. Originally, it was probably tile, which is our standard. You can see the breakfast bar or the island. That's really popular in the units built after 2000. You're going to have, in a lot of these, you're going to have 8 or 9 foot ceilings, which the old homes all had 8, and that was it. Some of them are going to have vaulted ceilings. You're going to have can lighting in the kitchens. You can see how they have the flooring split up where they have tile in the wet areas of the kitchen, and then they have the wood flooring or laminate in the living room. You're going to get a lot more light in these because you're going to have bigger windows, better windows, dual pane windows, etc. Now, a lot of these are going to be builder grade cabinetry, your standard oak or maple cabinetry. And then you're going to have a decent owner suite. I would say these people should probably organize their stuff before they list their home. That's one thing I do for my clients all the time. Declutter. Anyway, you have a separate tub and shower, and then you have a small yard in the back. Now, let's go down to Queen Creek and see what we have. We currently have 466 homes on the market. Now, one thing about Queen Creek is we're going to have higher prices to begin with, and a lot of that is because they built some bigger homes down there. But right now on the market, the least expensive there is 390,000, and it's a little bit further south. So your traffic, if you had to go up to Chandler or even Phoenix to get to work, you may have an hour and a half drive to get up there. I mean, it's a nice area out there, don't get me wrong, there's still farmland. The other thing is about these outer suburbs, they build the homes first, then they build the infrastructure, then they build the grocery stores, then they build the schools. It's kind of the opposite. So when you get out in some of these areas, you're going to be very limited on where you can go to eat, what you can do. Now, they're going to have some nice parks. A lot of the new build areas are going to have parks and stuff, but you are probably going to have more HOAs, which a lot of people don't like. All right, so this is more common, of a home. This was built in 2005. The units that you're going to see in Queen Creek that are going to be more expensive are going to be bigger and they're going to be newer. So let's take a look at a couple photos here. It's probably very similar to that Surprise home. It's 5 years newer. Again, you have the desert landscaping, tile roof, 2-car garage. Now this one has a galley kitchen, and this wouldn't be as popular or common. Normally you'd have an island going out into the living area. So you have a nice little backyard with a fire pit. They've spent some extra money on that. I can see their barbecue in the little bar area right there. So they're down in Queen Creek. Right now it's less affordable, but what you're getting is a home that's much newer. You're going to have homes that are going to be 2005 is probably one of the older homes there. A lot of the homes are going to be 2010, 2012, things like that. And therefore, you are going to pay more money. The homes are newer and bigger. Now, if you go into Phoenix, it's a completely different story. So let's go into Phoenix now. So you can see how Phoenix is really spread out. It's north and south, but it's not that wide. I mean, it is big, but that's not where everybody lives. A lot of people live in the suburbs. So that's why I hate when people say, Phoenix and the cost of living in Phoenix. Well, yes, Phoenix is expensive because it's older. It's more established. The city's there. I don't matter. It doesn't matter what state you go into. If there's a downtown area with a lot of employment, it's a city and you're going to have a lot of people, and the cost to live close to that is going to be higher. So let's take a look at a Phoenix home that's in the 300,000 range. This is a 4-bed, 2-bath. 1,500 square feet and is built in 1958. Now it's a 5,700 square foot lot. And one thing you have to remember with a lot of these homes in Phoenix, they have old pipes, they have old plumbing. There's a lot of maintenance issues that you're going to have to deal with on these homes. Another advantage of buying newer construction. Now I can just tell you by looking at these photos that they filled in the carport here to add square footage to this home. So it's really not a 1,500 square foot home, most likely. At some point they closed this off and that was a one-car carport. Now this is about the least expensive home you're going to find in Phoenix. And if we go into some of the popular neighborhoods, you're going to see this exact same home but updated for around 650 to 700,000. You can see back then we had block construction. We had 8-foot ceilings with popcorn. We didn't have any can lighting or anything in the ceiling. And a lot of them had tile floors, small little kitchens. And then the backyard, normally we'd have gravel, maybe a little bit of grass and some desert landscaping or something. More typical of Phoenix would be the similar home. It's 770,000 for a 5-bed, 3-bath, 2,100 square foot home built in 1948. So this is a similar home to what we looked at before, but it's been remodeled. You can see they put an updated kitchen in the property, white shaker that's most common, most popular all around. You can't really tell the layout in here of the living room, but this particular home probably is a little more closed off than you would have in a newer home because it was built in the 50s. And they probably didn't want to move a lot of interior walls. But they've definitely added some square footage to this home. And surprisingly, they didn't even put doors yet, or they probably will, but they didn't put doors on the laundry, and the laundry is outside. So now let's take a look at a part of the valley that's probably going to have the most appreciation over the next 1 to 2 years. So now let's take a look at the area that's going to have the most appreciation in the valley most likely in the next year or two, and that's called Laveen. Now, when you look on the smaller map, you don't even see the name of the town, but Laveen right here is growing for one particular reason and one reason only. This new roadway, the 202 loop here, the southwest loop. Now, they were working on this for quite a while, but it allows trucks and everything to take the 10 and bypass going through downtown Phoenix, where you get a lot of traffic in here, and they can bypass it on their way south on the 10 to Tucson and over to Texas or wherever else they're going. But this is a small area in here. Now it's filling in with some industrial and everything, but this area right in here is probably really going to grow. You got Tolleson right here, Laveen, and then you have Goodyear out here, which is another suburb where homes are affordable, but you have to commute into the city. The advantage is you have the freeway to take you right in. So the suburbs that are out here off the 10 freeway, Verrado, Goodyear, Buckeye down here, these are areas where you can live much more affordable in a newer home and commute if you have to work down in the city of Phoenix. And lastly, let's look at the monthly average per square foot. Now, this is off of major cities around Phoenix, and if I look over here, Laveen's not even on here, okay? So we'd probably have to go out to Goodyear right there and put that on. So let's start out with Surprise. That's in the red here down in the bottom. You can see it's pretty steady across the board, but Surprise is around 200 right now, $236 per square foot. Next, we go into Goodyear, which, since we're out that way around Laveen, we're going to be right at a 232 a foot. Next, we'll go into Chandler. I added Chandler in just so you can see, because Chandler is a little bit more expensive in an area, but look, the average price per square foot in Chandler is $294 a square foot. But look at what's on top here. Phoenix, $323 per square foot. Now, Phoenix has some more expensive homes, but again, it has a lot of older homes. So the bottom line and point of this video is to tell you, stop considering Phoenix as the place you want to live and start looking at some of the suburbs that are around Phoenix to find a more affordable option for a house. And if you don't want it just for affordability, but you want peace of mind and quality of life, some of these suburbs may be better. There's going to be less traffic in some of them. You're going to be further away from the main city. And you can even possibly be near some country areas and some wide open areas. So the bottom line is this. Don't look at Phoenix as the place to live. Look at some of the suburbs and see if you can find a more affordable option for housing. And don't forget to take a look at new construction, because new construction right now has some great finance incentives. Thanks for watching today. Check out our website at www.soldbysmitty.com. I wrote 4 books. You can buy them on Amazon, but I can get you a free download if you go to the website. Have a great day.